All right, so this, hang on, there it goes. This is what we have as far as the animation is concerned. So you may notice that it's missing a head. So that's what I'm going to do in this video is just do the head. I'm going to try and do this in the most simplest of way possible. Um, and then it also needs a tail, and that'll be easy. I'll just draw that frame after frame. So to do the head, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the first frame here. I'm going to make a new layer, such as we've done before. We're going to lock that one. We'll rename this one head. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the head once, because if you look at here, the reference, it's pretty much always just looking to the side because this is more or less a profile. It's not very three quarters. So I'm just going to draw the head once, and then from there, I'm just going to copy it to the other ones, and that should make things a little bit easier. So, like I said before, this is going to be my dog Loaf, as opposed to a direct pig because she's my house pig, and she looks a bit like um, she's very pig-like. So that's why she's loaf, like a bread loaf or a meat loaf. Um, so I'm just going to more or less do one drawing. Just spend your time do it better. You can draw it every time if you want, but just for the purposes of trying to make this a little bit easier on myself, I'm just going to try and do a nice job on one, and then just basically use that for all of it. So we'll do her ears as well. I'll probably do something different with the ears afterwards, but we're just going to do something basically like that. Okay. All right, good. So we'll say that that's the head. Um, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into edit mode, and I'm just going to look for the main key point. So I'm going to follow along more or less with the body itself and not the other parts. So I'm just going to A to select all, which you can't see because I have this off. So I'll just say A to select all. And then I'm going to look for the down position, which is right, let me see. I think it's 9, and then it's at 19. Yeah, so we'll do 9. So I'm just going to basically, can I move that? Will that actually create a key? It did, right? So that did, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to hit G to move it. And I wasn't sure if I had a copy and paste it. I couldn't remember. Okay, and then we'll hit R to scale it. And I'm going to have her just trying to keep her head straight up like that. So I'm going to turn this back off because I feel like that just makes it harder to see. So like this, and then like that, I think looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to take this key. Let's see if it works this time. Control C and Control V. Control V didn't work. Okay, so we'll just do A, Control C. I'm going to go over here. Then we'll just do Control V. Voila. Okay, that looks okay. And then basically there was kind of the key in between positions, which is right here. So to do this, we can kind of use that thing that we did before where we can put frames in between. And that's going to be, where is it? Right here. This is interpolate. So I'm just going to click and drag, and then that's going to interpolate between those two. So I'm just going the halfway between. So now we have this, this, and then this. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to click and drag and get it roughly where I want it. That looks okay. Um, so you can see it goes down and then up. All right. So I don't know. Let me see. Boom. I think, yeah, it's about a straight thing. So we'll just do. I'm going to put on this so I can see the onion skinning. And then, oops, that only did the ear. I need to do everything. So we'll just, hey, undo. There we go. And then click. There we go. So I need to, it's not in betweening properly. Let's see. Oh, weird. Okay. Um, so we are going to go ahead and get rid of this one. Function delete. Okay, so we have this here. That's good. I just want to do the in between here. So let's go ahead and I can't remember which. Maybe it's drawing mode has it. Shift E. No, it's not it. Go back to edit mode. Let's click and drag. And it looks like it's sort of struggling to turn this off because that was not being very helpful. See, it like automatically goes without me, which is kind of blending in. I more or less just want to auto do it, so we can do it this way. I'm just going to go up to grease pencil, interpolate sequence, and then that, yeah, so it's just struggling, it looks like, to do that in between. Yeah, it's just not doing a good job there. Sometimes that just happens, and I'm not really sure why. So what I'm going to do is just manually do it. We'll go like this. I'm going to put on this again, and then I am just going to manually move this in between, as well as rotate it slightly, and we'll just do it by hand. It's really not that big of a deal. For whatever reason, it just didn't seem to want to interpolate. Um, so let's click off here. I'm going to try it again on this one, see if it works here. Who knows? So we'll just do interpolate sequence, and it worked fine for there. So I don't want actually this key, so I'm going to click on this one and just delete that, and also delete this one, because I was only looking for that one in between. And then we're just going to do the same thing here as well. So we'll hover in here, and then it's just Control Shift E instead of um, Control Shift E. All right, or it won't work. So we'll just do it this way. Shift Control E. I'm not sure why that wasn't working. Okay, and it looks like that did work again, but once again, I don't want these in between. So I'm just gonna hold Control. Okay, we'll just do one at a time. I'm just gonna go ahead and delete each one of these basically in betweens because I want to keep everything on twos. It'll look weird if some of it's on ones and other ones are not. So just again go here, interpolate sequence, and once again just grab this and delete. I might have accidentally drawn a line on that other one. It might be the reason why that didn't work. Let's try that again. Control Shift E. Come on, man. Just delete. Weird. Okay. Da, 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 da. Oh, there's no cut or anything. It just says this one has to exist. Can I move you over? There we go. And then, okay. I'm not sure why that wasn't letting me delete the other way. Okay. So you can see I was able to do the head without having to actually animate it. It doesn't look as good as if I just drew it each time because I probably would do um, a slightly subtle like side to side kind of motion. But just want to show you that there's other things you can do to kind of help along with some of it. You can just kind of copy and paste and then auto in between it as well. Um, okay, so next up would be basically the tail. So, and you could even go through here and then use that sculpt tool if you wanted to like slightly adjust it. I'm not going to worry too much about that. So let's do a new one. I'm going to lock this one and I'm just going to call this tail because oops, I want a capital tail. There we go. And then basically I'm just going to draw the tail. So, um, come on, pen. There you go. So for here, I'm just going to basically draw the tail kind of going back and forth. So let's see, the body is the most stretched here. So we will start off with the tail being, we'll say, this way. So I'm just going to kind of, oh, I'm not in draw mode. Make sure you're in draw mode. And I'm just going to have the tail kind of like this. All right, so say like that. And then I'm just going to look for the key moment. So I want this to be delayed. So I'm going to kind of do these on, um, so when is it most stretched there? So we'll do this here. I'm going to draw the tail basically going in the other way, like so. So it's this way, then that way, and then it's got to be this way again. So we'll just click on that, Control C, Control V, and that will not work once again. So sure what I'm doing wrong here. So A, Control C, Control V, go back into draw mode. All right. And then I just want to have this whip around. So we'll go halfway between here to here. So that'll be roughly 5, we'll say. And I'm just going to have this like so. So it's boom, boom, and then that'll go like that, and then we got to go kind of halfway between here. So this will be kind of, say, more like this. Okay. All right. Good. Boom. And then it'll be back there. Okay. And then I'm just going to in between from here, right? So this goes from here to there. So let's go ahead and put this on so I can kind of see. So it's going to be basically like this. Boom, boom. And then there's going to be two in between here. So we'll just have this go around like this. And then here, I'm just going to click over here so it's not, um, it's already on the other side. So we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to go like this because it's just going to whip once it hits. It's going to go boom, boom, slap like that. And then we'll just do something over here. And then I'm just going to have this go like that. Boom, boom. Just do a dot. And then what's I got to do? Here to there. Okay. So we're just going to have it kind of go like this, we'll say, like that. Okay, and let me turn this off, and then we'll just see what we got. So you can see the tail's just wagging back and forth as it's running around. Okay, and I might make some adjustments and things like that to it as well. But now I more or less have the rough of this completed, and you can see we were very procedural about it, so it should make it a little bit easier doing it this way. You can go through and just draw it straight through, but I want to do this a little bit more analytical so that it'd be easier to follow.